Howdy gamers, Patrick Hickey Jr. here, bringing you the next edition of Flashback Friday. This week out we're going to be playing the Sega Genesis classic Outrun. So if you guys don't know, I'm going to give you a little history lesson. So Outrun was made by Yu Suzuki. So that's the guy that is responsible for Shenmue, Fighting Vipers, Virtua Fighter, so many classic Sega games. So this is just an awesome racing game that, thanks to great music, solid controls, I mean, there's really not a lot to say about things that are bad about this game. So, I mean, it's just a smooth racing game that was great in the arcade and is great on the home console. Like, I remember this was a game that I played all the time when I was a kid, and the fact that there was traffic, incoming traffic in the game, made for a wild, experience. When I play something like this, I immediately think of Hang On, and that's the reason. Another reason for that is because Hang On was also created by Yu Suzuki. The thing is, too, unlike many racing games of the time, you could pick what side you wanted to go on. You know, like that little fork in the road right there. I mean, that was cool. That was different from any other racing game of the time. So basically, you were just trying to get from place to place in the time allotted. So there weren't there were some parts that were difficult in this game, but for the most part, like, this was just a skill in your driving. I just messed around a little bit with the controls. I love the music in this game too. I think it says something for the sound capabilities of the Sega Genesis, even though, you know, it's like a MIDI tune. But it was cool though that, like, you could pick the music that you wanted. You were just driving, baby. Watch out for that truck. So if you feel like just, you know, going for a ride, and Outrun is a pretty good game to do it with. Oh, let's see which way we're gonna go now. We'll go for the left fork. So the whole purpose of the game was to try and get to as many different places as possible, and that was probably the reason why I liked it so much. It wasn't necessarily like about competition. It was just about, like, being able to drive in these massive landscapes and taking in the scenery, and, you know, when it went from day to night and picking your forks, to just a really fun racing game that everyone should try, especially if you're a guy that prides themselves on being a retro gamer. Simply put, it's one of the most iconic racing games of its time, despite the fact that it doesn't have the story of, say, Road Rash or the sexiness of Daytona USA.